this is Nick, and I'm back again today for another video. And today what I'm going to be doing for you guys is a little comparison between different canvases that I own. Now, I know this is a big debate, and mostly Louis Vuitton is majorly known for their canvas, but there's some other brands that in recent years I have come across that I wanted to keep or touch on. So right now I have Goyard, Dior, Louis Vuitton, and Burberry to compare for you guys. And I can also contest to also Gucci and Fendi, which I do not currently have in my collection right now. But with my experience with both the Gucci and Fendi, I would say the Fendi is really stiff. It's very hard canvas. It really doesn't move. It's very, I believe, to be very well made. So I would say that would be a good bet for you. And also with the Gucci, I would say it's more soft and pliable compared to the Fendi, but it's still very sturdy, and it's like the perfect, I personally thoroughly enjoy it. It just kind of moves, it kind of works. You don't really hear much of cracking issues with the Gucci. It is literally coated canvas, and it's a very thin coating, but it doesn't peel up or anything, so I think that's why it's a little bit more pliable. But like I said in the beginning, I have the 4 different brands, and 3 of which are bags, and 1 is a wallet. So I kind of want to start off, not small, it's the biggest. I'm just going to start off with the smallest piece, really. So right here I have a piece of Burberry canvas. Now this is my Burberry wallet that I have. I actually should use this because I haven't used this in a hot minute. However, with this canvas, it is very plasticky. As you can see, you can move it around. It's a decent size. I have some stuff in here. But it could also be because it's a wallet, but it's still very pliable but stiff at the same time. So it kind of goes, but it's not chintzy. I would say compared to all 3 of the other canvases, this is probably the most plasticky in my opinion. And it is very, I wouldn't say that's necessarily a bad thing. It's probably not the most luxurious feeling thing, but it's not cheap at all. So, so far I haven't had any sort of issues with cracking, peeling, anything really wrong with this wallet. Given this wallet, and depending on the lighting, you won't really be able to see the pattern, but it does have the check in there. And it is just very well made, I would say, overall. So I would definitely say if you're looking for canvas, don't shy away from Burberry, as it is very sturdy, very nice, and I would recommend it. Alright, so the next piece I want to mention is none other than Louis Vuitton. Now right here I have my Louis Vuitton eye care in the Damier Bean print. So with Louis Vuitton, there's been a lot of issues in the last couple of years with cracking and things like that. The major differences, because I do have several different canvas patterns, I would say, in my experience, the issues, they're all kind of the same, but the biggest issue I have with the Damier Bean is the pattern tends to chip off on the actual checkers. They tend to chip off. For this bag in particular, I only have trouble areas. Let me see. I have one on that corner right there, way on the corner right next to the piping. And then I also have it along all the sides on the bottom, which I'm sure you won't be able to see. Right here I actually just noticed that the stitching is actually starting to pop off a little bit, but I'll deal with that in another time. However, so with the Louis Vuitton canvas, as you can feel, it is very rough. It is definitely has some pebbling to it. I would say it's not like caviar leather from Chanel, but I would say it kind of still has that texture to it. It does have a nice coating. It's something that can be either really stiff or really flimsy. Like in this bag, for instance, let me just show you, like for the inside, you can definitely feel that the canvas, it isn't, I wouldn't say really, really thick. However, it's really sturdy and there's some substance to it, so it's not paper thin. Unlike my mini pochette, which that thing's like paper thin. But overall, I think the canvas is really good, but I would say it does really have its own issues. So I would say overall, compared to all the canvases I have, this is probably my favorite feeling canvas. Maybe I'm just partial because I love Louis Vuitton. However, it is very nice. You can't go wrong with it. It doesn't feel like, I mean, it feels like canvas, but it's something that I haven't experienced with any other brand, just a feeling of it. So that is my Louis Vuitton, not Keepall, I Care in the Demi Bean. Okie dokie. Now let's go over to Dior. Now this canvas is from Dior, and this is a new collection piece I heard from Dior, but I know I've seen this canvas a million times from them. So it's all black, and then it has the lettering, which can play off as a really, like a greenish or a grayish or even a lighter grayish blackish. So it's a very versatile color. And as far as the canvas on this guy, let me unzip it. It is, once again, it's very strange because it feels and looks like Saffiano leather, but you can still kind of feel how it is kind of canvasy. I like how the texture on here is very versatile. And just feeling this, the canvas is pretty thick. I would say it might just be the lining affecting it, but I would say this might be a tad thicker than my Louis Vuitton I Care's canvas. However, it may be sturdy and it kind of keeps the shape, but once you kind of empty it out, it's very mushy and malleable and just really pushy all around. Unlike my I Care, that is still really mushy, but it holds its shape. It could just be the construction of the bag, but this bag, which I'm kind of worried about, is the canvas slipping, and then we have a weird dent right down there, which I kind of have with my Louis Vuitton Polk backpack. It kind of has the same structure on the bottom where it's kind of folded in. Well, it has the piping around it, but I foresee that happening. But overall, as many of you know, this is still rather new, but just feeling it's very, it's just a very different feeling canvas than anything I've experienced. It feels very durable and strong. The only concern I have is with the canvas is just the construction of the bag, that as you can see, they're folded in right there. I'm kind of worried that the canvas might crack. However, I haven't seen that yet, and I don't want to assume anything yet until I actually see it. So, as far as right now, I love this canvas. I haven't had any chipping on it whatsoever. So far, I would say this is a really good option for you. Alright, and then the last canvas that I have for you that I have in my collection right now would be my Goyard Victoria in the gray chevron pattern. So this bag, I know Goyard is kind of all over the place as far as canvas. I know on the St. Louis tote it's very, people say it's really thin, it's really chintzy, it kind of goes all over the place. I have a feeling that it has chipping, or not only chipping issues with the little dots, which is something to note, which I've experienced in some spots, as I did buy this pre-owned, but also cracking issues. Not on this one, but on the St. Louis tote. I feel, because there are quite a bit of structured bags, it's just the St. Louis tote is probably one of their most popular models. But on this one, for instance, I have to say this is probably the most sturdy and thick canvas of any of the ones that I own. It could just be the construction of the bag, because this is a very structured bag. It, even on the bottom, has a hard base, like there's a piece of wood or plastic or something down there to protect the bag or to keep its structure. But I have to say this is just a remarkable piece. Now this item right here, it kind of goes like this, but it also, You can open it up when I do this whenever I'm feeling a little sassy, and I usually only do this if I'm hand carrying the bag. Sorry, I've had them snapped for a while, so that's why it's just a wee bit stiff. But as you can see, it's not an easy thing to remove her, and it's very trained. So as you can see, that's what it kind of looks opened up a little bit, but just snapping this back into place. I have to say that this is probably one of the most well-constructed bags and just durable and luxurious bags that I own. And I really do think the canvas does play into it, because as you can see, it has that beautiful shine to it without being overly shiny. It doesn't feel plasticky, however it does feel really soft. It does kind of have that generic canvas feeling, so kind of like on the inside of the Gucci Disco Soho bag, how it has that canvas. That's what this kind of feels like. It doesn't have a pebbling like the Louis Vuitton, and it doesn't have an imprint like the Dior one that kind of looks like a Saffiano leather and feels like a Saffiano leather. This one definitely feels like just true canvas. So I feel like this is like the perfect combination of everything. So now that I've kind of discussed all the canvases, so far, the only canvas that I have experienced has had issues is my Louis Vuitton canvas. Actually, why don't you stay here now? Okay, I'm back. And so, actually, all three pieces that I have to show you from Louis Vuitton are all Dami Ebene pieces. So, with this one, I've had really bad, not on this per se piece, but I've had very bad cracking on the sides and glazing issues like a lot of people do. And so it usually will crack right there. I think it's due to the way that you have to open this piece up. It's kind of inevitable just based on the design. So this one I haven't had, because this is like my fourth one, I haven't had as much chipping issues or anything, but this one I noticed the most cracking on. Also, this is my Louis Vuitton key pouch. This is actually my first piece, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I have so much chipping on the actual canvas that I'm really thinking about replacing it. As you can see right there, it's just a black corner right there on the edge that is like completely chipped off. It's the same on the other side, so it's just dark canvas that's behind it. This one I haven't had glazing issues or any canvas chipping per se. I just mostly have the issues with the chipping of the canvas. So that is the other one. And lastly, the piece that I kind of want to show you is, hold on, I have a couple things in there, is my Louis Vuitton mini pochette. Now with this piece, the instant I got it, I was like, did they sell me a fake? But after going to the store, because I bought this from the Louis Vuitton store on Michigan Avenue, I felt the other ones, ew, what's that? Anyways, I felt the other ones and they feel the exact same way. This, you can literally just fold up. Like, this has no structure to it. It feels paper thin. Like, I feel like if I stick my nail far enough, it'll pop. It is just like the most small or thin canvas I think I've ever experienced. So those are the last three that I really want to mention from Louis Vuitton per se. So with that, which canvas do I personally think is the best? I think it all kind of comes down to personal style, personal taste, everything else. For me, I love all probably the Louis Vuitton, Goyard, and Dior the most. Not so much the Burberry, it's just not my personal favorite, per se, but I still enjoy it. So I would say those three so far, and I really do like Gucci's coated canvas too. I have shoes. What am I talking about? Anyways, just forget about the shoes. I would say it would really come down to those four. And obviously Louis Vuitton, Goyard, and Gucci are known for their canvases, so it really just goes on patterns, designs, the brand, price points, so many different things. Because I would say for your price, I would say the Louis Vuitton it will always be the best, because Dior can be pretty pricey, and Goyard is on its own different level. It's a little nuts almost. But it really just depends on personal style. So I hope that helped you a little bit. I'm sorry I couldn't conclude and give you a best. I think it's just all personal. So with that, I'm going to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Come be my friend. And with that, I'm going to say once again, thank you for watching, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day.